To the tightening race for governor of Virginia. Polls suggesting a toss-up between Democrat Terry McAuliffe and Republican Glenn Youngkin. It's a major opportunity for Republicans to build momentum ahead of next year's midterm elections. ABC's Kenneth Moten has more now from Arlington, Virginia. Kenneth, good morning.
Good morning, Whit. In this final fight for votes, we can tell you that the candidates in this Virginia governor's race and surrogates have been busy this weekend ahead of Tuesday's election day. Democrat Terry McAuliffe and Republican Glenn Youngkin, that is, crisscrossing the Commonwealth in what we have seen as a potential bellwether for this nation and a referendum on the Biden agenda. In fact, it's the most competitive major election since former President Trump left office. A surprisingly tight contest in Blue Virginia, with a recent poll finding this to be a toss-up. 49% of likely voters favoring McAuliffe, a former governor, 48% for Youngkin, a political newcomer and businessman. McAuliffe has had some Democratic heavy hitters on the campaign trail for him, including President Biden, former President Obama, and Vice President Kamala Harris. But this weekend, McAuliffe, working to energize black voters, has had the most powerful black lawmaker in Congress by his side, South Carolina Congressman James Clyburn, the man seen as the key figure in turning around Biden's 2020 campaign. Meanwhile, Youngkin, endorsed by key Republicans, including former President Trump, has been solo on his own bus tour, focusing on Northern Virginia, these D.C. suburbs critical for the Republican. The big issue appears to be education, and Youngkin has seized on the anger from parents over mask mandates and the teaching of critical race theory. President Biden won Virginia by 10 points in 2020, so Youngkin has been walking this fine line as he tries to shore up the Trump base and sway moderate voters. Whit.
All right, Kenneth, thanks. So let's bring in our ABC News Deputy Political Director, Avery Harper. Avery, good morning to you. It's always great to have you. We'll talk about the race in Virginia in just a moment. But first, though, as we noted earlier, President Biden left Washington for these major summits overseas without a concrete deal on his climate change and social spending package. Negotiations are dragging out. What's the state of play on that now? And what impact is this having on public support for the president's agenda?
Right. So we're told that there could be a vote as early as Tuesday on this, but we've seen Democrats blow past those, votes and delay those votes. So we'll see what happens. But I do think that all of the sausage making process that is creating legislation is starting to have an impact on how Americans perceive the president's agenda. When you look at our new ABC News Ipsos poll, what you see is that the president's approval ratings in a variety of areas are starting to dip, including on infrastructure. And secondly, what you're starting to see is that there is a significant chunk of Americans that are not convinced about the benefits of these spending bills. According to this poll, 32% of respondents say that they believe that these bills would hurt people like them. Only 25% say that it would help people like them, and 18% believe that it would make no difference at all.
And again, we'll see what happens. It's a busy week ahead on that front. But I do want to come back to the Virginia governor's race. It's neck and neck, as we noted there, between Democrat Terry McAuliffe and Republican Glenn Youngkin. Election day on Tuesday. This is getting so much national attention. Why are both parties so invested in this one race?
Right. Well, it could really be an indicator of things to come in midterms and beyond. I think what it's reflective of is the deep partisan and political divisions within Virginia, but also across the country as well. And what I'm particularly interested in seeing is how things shake out for the Republican nominee, Glenn Youngkin. We've really seen him keep former President Trump at an arm's length while also securing and maintaining the endorsement and the blessing of the former president. And that's because Glenn Youngkin knows that he cannot just rely on reliably red voters, Trump supporters, in order to win. He also needs independents and probably dissatisfied Biden voters as well.
Yeah, many wondering what this could mean for those midterms coming up in 2022. Avery, thank you so much. It's always great to have you. We appreciate it. And be sure to watch This Week later on this morning. George Stephanopoulos goes one-on-one with Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg on the latest negotiations over President Biden's infrastructure agenda, plus an exclusive with Republican Congressman and prominent Trump critic Adam Kinzinger in his first interview after announcing he will not seek re-election.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.